Hello and welcome to the Thurgood Gymnasium for today's coverage of girls varsity volleyball as your Braintree Womps take on the Quincy Presidents. Mike Wassel here for BCAM TV. And Braintree coming to today's action still with just the one win on the season. And they'll face Quincy, a team that has been a good opponent for this Womp team the last couple seasons, but both teams here today wearing the identical blue colors with the white lettering, so it will make it tough for us as well as the viewer, and I'll do the best as I can to try and distinguish the two. But for now, we'll be back with a quick break, and we'll bring you back to the start of set one after this. Start of the first set, and the serve is out of play as Quincy gets the first point. Always a point of emphasis on the serves as the Presidents with the serve. And they're very quickly up 2-0 with an ace. Braintree having to hit it over on the third try and successful, as that one is set and the pass. And three very quick strikes, as that time it was Jesse Lay with the kill. Played to the back line and out of play. It's very quickly a 4-0 hole for the Womps, and not the start they anticipated. This one a big game on the schedule for the Womps. As Braintree does get on the board on the miscue. The Womps will serve, trailing by 3. It's 4-1. Nice line drive serve. And Lay able to get the kill. The senior defender getting high on the net. Womps getting a point back. It's 5-2. Second time now the Presidents have knocked it right into the net. Braintree looking for their first consecutive points here of the opening set. Lay with the hit and the dig, as it is played over on the third try by the Womps. Short tap, and now the pass, blocked, and the point for Quincy. Quincy as a team bringing in plenty of noise. A boisterous bunch on the opposite side. Knocked over by Dwayne. At the net, and it is Braintree's point. Double hit. As the Womps again within 3. Haven't gotten any closer than this. Dig from Reynolds, and a little bit of miscommunication on the Braintree side, deciding who wanted to play that, and nobody ending up making it successful, as Quincy again getting the point, going back up by 4. The Womps have been alternating points the last few now. Five-point lead, 8-3 for the Presidents as they will serve. Braintree right now trying to find a rhythm. Serve from Ryan. And the pass as Joey's just going to make it over the net. And Quincy first to it, able to spike it down. As the Womps will take a timeout and a very slow start for Braintree as a team, trailing by 6 points, 9-3 here in the opening set. We'll take a quick break and bring you back the remainder of the opening set right after this. (9-3) and the serve from Ryan as Braintree looks to come out of the timeout with the point. And they will as that one goes out of play. Nice effort on the Quincy side, going into the dive and keeping that one alive, but it was out of bounds. Didn't look like there was going to be a chance, but the diving effort of Lay at least keeping it alive and giving an opportunity for the Presidents to try and return it. So Braintree now getting the first point out of the timeout. And again, looking for their first consecutive points of the opening set. A line drive serve hits the top of the net and onto the Braintree side. And a serving error, their second already here of the opening set. Serving hasn't generally been an issue for this Braintree team, but slow out of the gate. Dalton knocking it over. And the pass now to the outside, and a block on the Braintree side. A nice sliding play from Reinhold. A good read from her spot. But the Presidents do find the open spot now, as again converting at the net was Valenzuela. Twelve to 4 as Valenzuela getting the ace. Quincy's second. Long serve, and that one well out of play as Quincy gives up their first serving error. Braintree getting a 3-point, making now a 12 to 5 advantage. Serve from Hayes along the far sideline, and that one is in play. Out of the reach of the Womps as another point goes Quincy's way. Foley getting set to serve. This Quincy High program has really gotten much stronger. The last few seasons now have gotten better and better each year. Braintree generally having their way with Quincy, but not so far here in this one, as that one is in play for another kill. It's 14 to 5, and Braintree has used one of the two allowed timeouts per set. The first one didn't translate over onto the court, as Braintree has yet to string together two consecutive points. Largest lead of the match at 15-5. Foley serve and gets the kind bounce off the top of the net and on to the Braintree side for the ace. 3 already here in the first set. Knocked over on the third try by Dalton. Other side of the court, and it's inbounds right in front of the Braintree bench. (18-5) and Braintree taking their final timeout. Right now, if you're Braintree, you know it's pretty much going to be not impossible, but pretty tough to do. Come back and win this here in the first set, but you want to try and get some momentum to carry over into the next set after this. If you do lose this first set, you want to at least have momentum on your side. If you can string together some quality play. Quincy over on the third try as Braintree now looking for the set. Good dig on the opposite side. As Braintree will have another opportunity looking for a kill. Play to the back line. And they do get a point. Mishandled by the Presidents. Serve from Haw. Blocked at the net, but off of Braintree and Quincy's point. And now the point is going to be reversed. So we'll have a change in the scoring. I don't believe the scoring has changed yet on the board. Braintree should have, unless it was a redo, which is what it may be. I don't know if Quincy was out of position on the rotation, but nonetheless, 19-6. Make it 20, as that was well placed on the Braintree side of the court. So the scoring did change. Now on the board. Point given right back to Braintree. So it's 19-7, not 20-6. As that one goes out of play, making it 19-8. If you noticed the scoring at home, there was a brief change on the scoreboard. And that was what I was referring to with Braintree getting the serve when it looked like it was Quincy's point. Braintree needing a very quick few points, trying to get themselves back within striking distance, and that is a double hit on the Womps, a carry as well. 21-8. Pass to the outside, and Braintree will be able to control it. And a nice kill at the net, as that was Timberlake elevating. Nice serve from Talbot, and that one's out of play. Hit too strong. by Foley. Braintree now trailing by 10, 20-10. Braintree has responded, playing much better the last 5 or 6 points now. And an ace. The first of the match. That's worth a 9. Again, this is what you were looking for if you're Coach Sherlock. Certainly wanted to see your team play better down the stretch here at the end of set 1, and that's exactly what has happened. Punch to the outside and controlled as Hall. And now Timberlake with the left hand getting it over the net. A dig from Dwayne. And that one out of play. Braintree not able to knock it over. Second serving error on the Presidents here in the set. Both teams now with 2 each. But the lead is Quincy's as the Womps will serve, trailing by 9. Serve from Reynolds. Giving a little bit of trouble for the Presidents. And that one out of play. Foley has now mishit a couple the last few points. High arcing serve. Sliding play as Braintree does convert. Timberlake able to push that one over. Nice block at the net. And now Quincy punching it out of play. So it took Braintree till the late stages of the first set to really wake up, and now they've found a rhythm. And this is the kind of rhythm that you expected Braintree to have from the start, as that one was served out of play. Fourth ace of the match. That's the second for Ryan. Two points away from victory now are the Presidents. Knocked out of play, and now it is set point. Braintree needing a point as it's hit over the left hand. Timberlake just getting enough. And that will end the first set as that one just on the line. And Quincy wins the first set 25-14. The teams will switch sides. We'll take a quick break and bring you back. Set number 2 right after this. Start of the second set here at Braintree High School. The Womps losing the first set 25-14. And looking for a much better start here in the second set. As Quincy gets their first on a wicked hit from Lay. Again, Lay, not the tallest of players, number 21 on the Quincy side. Just really elevating and hitting that one strong. Low lining serve, that made it very tough for the Womps. Try and hit that one back over, and it does result in another ace. That was a good hit by the Womps. That time it was McKinney, and that made it very, very tough to return. Braintree getting on the board here in set 2. It's 2-1. Hit into the net. Braintree's tied it up at 2. Serve from Dwayne to the corner. And again, another nice serve. What a pass. But that was blocked and out of play. Three-2 Presidents, and they will be serving. Another nice serve, this time from Hutchins, and that's another ace. The serving has been superb for the Presidents to begin this match, and it has given Braintree all sorts of problems. Another laser beam of a serve. Pass to the outside to Timberlake. And here is Lay, as Braintree's able to push it back over. And into the middle of 4 Wamp players, landing on Braintree's side. And it's 5-2 Quincy. Braintree able to keep it alive for the moment, but then it is into the net. Hutchins off the top of the net and another ace. She has been on fire with her serves. Braintree has now seen 3 of those in a row from Hutchins. This time Braintree able to dig it, and they get the point. Big point for Braintree to stop the bleeding as it's 7-3. And now is the time for the Wamps trying to string together some points. Lay elevating, and Talbot does dig it, but it goes into the net. Deflected, and it's Braintree's point. That one went around the sticks. Braintree's 4th serving mistake here of the match. It's Quincy getting a chance again with the serve. Probably been their best player here of the match, as Jessie Lay set to serve. Number 21 for the Presidents. Certainly been their strongest hitter. Very high up into the ceiling, and that one deflected and ricocheted down onto the Braintree side. So an ace and a serving error for Lay, as Braintree gets a point back, pulling within 5. It's 10-5. waiting on a positioning change on the Quincy side. And now things set for Timberlake to serve. Back line, that would have been in play. You could hear Quincy potentially saying that was out of play, but it wasn't. That one goes off of the outstretched arms of Hayes, and another Quincy point. Checking in for the first time here in the match as Kelleher gets her first action. Timeout for the Womps, trailing 12-5. And the first timeout here of the second set. Take a quick break. We'll be right back. First serve out of the timeout goes out of play as Quincy now with another serving error. Braintree again trying to get closer. Right now trailing by 6. Just poked over by Joyce. Nice work by Braintree. Blocks, and the point for the Womps. That was the tandem of Joyce and Talbot there. Able to deny that hit. Braintree with 2 consecutive out of the timeout. Looking for 3 in a row. Very close to the net, but a nice hit from Quincy. Nice spot on the court as Reinhold gets a kill, and Braintree's within 4. Out of play and a serving error this time on the Womps. That's their 5th of the match. Chance now for Valenzuela. Talbot, and that's in play. Very rarely you see the ball change direction like that as it hit the top of the net and went completely down the net. Certainly worked in the Womps' favor. Because again, they're within 4. This is the closest Braintree's been in a while. Serve from Haw, and that's an ace. Just the second as a team. Ever since Braintree got behind by, I believe, 13 in the opening set, they have really played much stronger. And now it's going to be a question of, is it too late? Let's see if the Womps can come from behind and win the second set. Trying to even it at 1. Into the net, and it's a 2-point, 13-11 lead for the Presidents. Another serve for Haw. To the outside and out of play. Tough point to give away. Momentum starting to change. Certainly see a shift. Very nice serve from Foley. To the outside, and it's knocked over by McKinney. As the kill from Lay gets the job done. That was pretty much an unreturnable hit. Quincy hitting it over the net, but out of play. And Braintree again within 3. Closest they've been has been 2. And they're looking to get right back to that spot with the point here on the serve from Dwayne. Knocked over by Timberlake. And Quincy converging, somehow able to knock it over, almost 3 players colliding. Good spot for McKinney. And Braintree within 2. Play, and that is in play. Braintree not believing that call. But no challenge. The challenge has to be initiated by one of the captains of the Womps team. Going over to talk to the official standing over the net. But there was no challenge on that particular play. 16-13. Middle of the court for Talbot, and that's out of play. Just out of bounds. Line drive serve from Hutchins. Her serves have been excellent, as that was set up right for Lay. Able to pile that one down. (18-13) again. Hutchins going short. A nice sliding play from Dwayne to keep that one alive. Lay, and that's this time is out of play. If Braintree can somehow find a way to keep it out of Lay's presence, certainly have a much better shot here in this match. And an ace for Talbot. As Braintree now registering their second of the set, the third overall. Back within 3. Things getting much closer. Lay very close to being under the net. I don't know how she stayed away from it. High serve from Perry, the pass over to Timberlake, and the serve into the net, or rather the attempted spike into the net. Back to Timberlake, and this time able to get the kill. First time wasn't successful, that time was perfectly executed. There's the sophomore Timberlake again. Getting the call up here to the varsity squad. Has been on the team now for the last few games. Pass in her direction. And another point. 20-17. Valenzuela with the pass, Lay, and that is knocked over by McKinney. That worked out well in Braintree's favor. I don't know if that was the intended target by McKinney, but it worked out perfectly for the Womps. Braintree giving the point back on the serving error, 21-18. Quincy as they will serve. Wumps getting a point as they close the gap to 2. This one going down to the wire. Up to 25, win by 2. And that one out of play as it was knocked errantly by Gomes. Braintree the closest they've been in the entire match, as it's 21-20 here in the latter stages of the second set. Let's see if Braintree can try and steal the second set. They have been the better team in the second half of the set. Perfectly hit. This time, Gomes getting the job done. Two-point advantage and the serve as Braintree the pass to the outside and is a little bit short. Goes into the net. (23-20) as the Presidents close in on the second set. Right now leading 1-0. Miss hit again. Gomes making a couple mistakes here in this set. Back to 2, 23-21 as Hayes serves. Off the net. Quincy has to return this one, and that is 4 hits. One-point advantage for Quincy as the Womps look for the tying point. Very tough serving error on that spot. Now it is a 24-22 set point for the Presidents. Quincy gives it right back with their 5th of the match. 24-23 and a must-have point. Set point number 2. And the serve is so important in this spot. Already seen a handful of mistakes on the serve from Braintree here in the match, but they can ill afford one in this spot. Otherwise, the second set will end 25-23. Serve is good. Knocked over by Valenzuela. Again, Braintree has to have the point. Nice sliding play from Hayes. And hit over by Dwayne as the match continues. Deflected and the point. As the Presidents now lead 2-0, 25-23, the victors in set number 2. The Womps have their work cut out for them. They have to win 3 consecutive sets if they want to win this one. Team switching sides, and we'll have the 3rd set right after this. Start of the 3rd set, and the first point goes to Quincy on the serving error. At the net and stuffed. Third consecutive set that the Presidents have gone up 2-0. This has been the spot that has hurt Braintree, has been the starts of each set, as that one's out of play, and the Womps getting on the board. Nice serve. And the pass and lay is blocked by Timberlake. And Talbot able to block, but it does land on Braintree's side of the court. Referee had yet to whistle that one an active play. And now Quincy able to get an ace. That's 10 here in the match. So one great serve and one not so great, as that one was a serving error made by Perry. 4-2 as the Womps trail, and Talbot with the serve. Right into the net by Foley, and the Womps within one. Another nice serve from Talbot. Lay, and that's inbounds. On the third hit, is over. Good dig from Haw. That's now the pass for Dwayne along the sidelines, and it's out of bounds. The ace for the Presidents, as Braintree deciding to play it. Very close that one could have gone out of play, but it was certainly questionable, and that was probably the right decision to try and play it. The execution just obviously wasn't there. 7-3 as Quincy has the advantage. Make it 7-4. Right into the net by Brown. Womps have yet to lead here in this match. Eight 4. Into the net again as Braintree gets an ace. At the net and landing on the Braintree side of the court. That serve right into the net. 8th serving error for Quincy. Nice block at the net, and it's out of play for a Braintree point. 9-7, as Braintree has got within 2. Serve to the back line. Nice diving play, but it's going to be out of bounds. Ten 7 and the serve. Good dig from Hayes. The pass to the outside. And tapped up in the air. Along the sidelines. Very close to being potentially out. And Quincy getting the point. A little delay in between points as the referee still talking. I don't know if there may have been blood drawn. Should be the reason for the stoppage. Double hit on the Presidents. Braintree back within 3. It is now 11-8. Blocked by Talbot, but it rolls back on the Womp side. An ace for Quincy. Leads back to 5. Consecutive aces now, as Foley, who has been excellent on her serves here in the match, continues here in the 3rd set. As the Presidents have their largest lead in a while, it's 6, 14-8, and a timeout taken by Braintree. We'll be right back. Third consecutive ace now for the Presidents, as they continue to get the job done with the serves. And another. 14 aces in the match, and none bigger than the last few that Quincy has had that have really given themselves some breathing room. Another point for Quincy as Braintree wasn't able to hit it over in 3 hits. Ninth serving error for the Presidents as Braintree will serve, trailing by 8 points and in danger of losing in straight sets. At the net, and it deflects back onto the Quincy side as Braintree gets another point. (17-10) as again Hall will serve. Two hits along the sidelines, making it very tough for Hayes to make a play on that, as Braintree wasn't able to knock it over. Point for the Womps, that one underneath the net. 18-11 as Timberlake will come back in, replacing Maldero. Good pass, but an even better block by the Womps. Tandem of McKinney and Talbot blocking that one at the net, and Braintree now within 6. Tenth serving mistake by Braintree, and right now none of these points can be afforded to be given up, especially on the serves. Almost down to the final potentially 6 points of the match. Knocked out of play, and the lead is 8. Blocks for the Womps. To the outside on the pass, and Timberlake knocking it over. Knocked out by Timberlake. Pops up for Haw, and the pass to Timberlake, getting a kind roll off the top of the net. Middle of the court, diving play, and a double hit on Braintree. 22-12 as the Presidents just 3 points away now from victory in straight sets here on the road. And the timeout is taken by Braintree, their final of this third set. Serve out of the timeout. Pass to Talbot. Very close to being under the net. And that is the call. So Braintree would have had the point, but referee on the far side catching Talbot. Third hit, Timberlake, and a good dig. And now match point, 24-12. 25-14 in set one and 25-23 in set two. Now looking for a similar result in set three for our Quincy. Braintree has to have this point or it's over. And the match is over, 25-12. The final score here in the third set, as Braintree loses in three here today against Quincy. 25-14 in set one, 25-23 in set two. And the final 25-12 in set three. So the Womps drop another one here on the season. A tough one. Certainly the start of it for Braintree. They really couldn't get things going from the get-go. They played a very much better set in set two, just losing by a couple points, but it didn't translate over into the third set, and the Womps were beaten in straight sets here today. The final time, 3-0. For Emily McGrath and Christine Patterson, I'm Mike Wassel. We'll see you next time.